So my story is very unique. And I think, I think things happen in life for a reason, and my story is very unique. So what happened was, I raised some 40-50 lakhs for my nutraceutical venture, and that all got burnt. Literally, it was sitting in a tarmac at the airport, and these are like pre-workout supplements for a month, and essentially it just got destroyed. So it literally got burnt. you know, like literally. Like obviously, there was a debt I had taken, and I had to repay it back. For India filings, when I started, my parents had accumulated some properties, right? So they were, we as a family had a lot of properties. We had a hotel, we had some land and stuff. So there was a lot of debt with the family. And when I was starting India filings, my father's debt syndication business slowed down significantly. So there was a boom in India between 2010 to 2014 where public sector banks, private banks were lending heavily to businesses in India to help them with capacity addition, all of that. And that cycle of funding stopped around 2014. So my dad, who was sort of, his practice was in debt syndication, and that business sort of slowed down very quickly, very fast. And he had a very small set of customers. So essentially, his cash flows that he was generating monthly dried up pretty quick, and there was a huge debt. So when I started the business, I actually started with a 20 crore of debt and zero revenue at India Filings. And it was tough days, and like really tough days, right? Because you are having no money, and every month the repayments for banks used to be 40-50 lakhs. So essentially it's like do or die a situation. Die meaning your house gets sort of taken over by the banks. And when you, I think, put people under that kind of, I think, pressure, one or two things happen. Either the person sort of is able to get out of it, and I think if they get out of it, then they come out extremely strong, meaning you just are able to handle anything, or you just like collapse and crack. And I think fortunately enough, I think the people around me, God's grace, we were able to sort of take on that pressure, think clearly through the problem, take steps, not lose hope, and come out of it. So essentially it was extremely difficult, like for a long time, but yeah, it worked out.
How many startups used to register, when you started in India annually?
So we initially, like, it took us 6 months. Like when I first got my customer, it was 6 months. Like a lot of people didn't understand for a long time this incorporation online. And then one customer came after 6 months. And then within a year, we were doing around 700, 800 a month. So I think a lot of this, I think, is like tech also, right? If you see technology products, they sometimes have these long gestation periods, meaning you just have to find that one trigger, and then you see like a hockey stick growth. And essentially, until you find that trigger, you're just like literally searching, and you can feel it when it hits. So the first 6 months, we didn't really like find out those GTM strategies or channels that really worked. And then I think we stumbled into Google search at that point. And it was just like, and I'm doing this on my own, right? So essentially I'm like trying out different strategies, and then Google search happened, and I think we were probably one of the early ones in that segment doing Google search. And I think India was also getting digitized. A lot of people were searching online for chartered accountants. And then once you find that one GTM, it's like night and day. All of a sudden, it's like bam, like you're like up. And then you're just like, okay, like this is working for company registration. Can we do like how many more GTM can we find like this, and like keep surviving, right? Essentially.